I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button
Mappers.
Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
Go. Give me the ball, Teddy.
Go long, Alex. I'm looking for a ball.
Open.
I have a coin. Catch. 4. And 10 out of 10 dive, Spencer. Welcome to the Button Mappers. It's sports month. We're sporting up for some real sport-worthy games in this November season. And who better to invite to the sporting event than our fellow mapper and SNESMAPPER, Bruno SNESMAPPER. What's up? Welcome back to the Button Mappers.
Hey guys, thanks for the invite. It's been a while since we did something, but yeah, I'm excited to talk about sports. I actually enjoy sports games and sports in real life. I play sports, soccer every Sunday. So tomorrow morning I'll be hitting up the fields, and I also enjoy watching professional sports. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Likewise.
I love that Bruno just explained why he would be a great candidate for sports month.
That makes
like,
it one of us.
Convinced.
He passed the interview. Well, I like sports. I play them. Currently playing soccer. No, that's wonderful.
Those are my credentials right there.
Yeah.
You're hired.
If it sounds like Spencer's being recorded from a ham radio, he is indeed not being recorded from a ham radio.
Yeah, I disclaimer for the episode, I am in Las Vegas for the When We Were Young festival that will likely be canceled tomorrow, which will be great. But I thought that the Wi-Fi would be suitable. It is not, so I'm working with what I got here. FYI, if they're moving around, I've only still images on my phone, so I can't see anything. But I assume you guys all look beautiful and are making only pleasant faces at me. So thank you.
Speaking of making pleasant faces, where else can you put faces? Alex?
You can tune into the ESPN,
Sports Center.
Sports Center, and also Apple Podcasts and Spotify to catch the latest games played by the Button Mappers. Could you imagine if we just played a sport, like basketball, but it's just us? It's like an actual team. That'd be amazing. Or head on over to the Discord and let us know what your favorite sport is. Is it croquet? So.
That was very specific, Alex.
I love a good croquet.
Croquet fan.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you pass us the ball and hit that subscribe button. Make a layup on that like button, and give us your stats in the comments below.
Spencer
And then ring the bell so the game will start.
Spencer totally wasn't reading sports terminology from his crotch. Anyways, sports month. Alex will be reading questions.
Stop talking about Spencer's crotch.
This is not from my crotch. That's the second time you brought that up. This is not from my crotch. It's literally from like a desk in front of me. The only place I could find to put my phone.
Sure, Spence. Whatever you say. Back to Game Talk. Game Talk is a series where we do Q&A and also talk about games. But first, let's announce the theme for next month. I will be the only one drum rolling. No, Bruno's joining in. Sports Plus. No, it's celebration. It's December, end of the year, festivities, Christmas for the Christians, and everyone else. So, there you go.
Sonic Month. It's good. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna be Sonic.
Okay. So Alex will be doing questions today. Alex, I
This
pass
is
the
new.
ball to you.
Hi, my name's Alex. I'm the answer servant, just so we all know that. And today I will be reading these questions to you, the listener. Question comes from PXN Gaming. Handsome fellow that guy is. Question is, what new Mario sports game would you like Nintendo to make? Said it has to be a sport they haven't done yet.
Damn.
Okay.
That's a tricky one. Do you count the Mario Olympic and games? Because those have like every single sports out there.
I'll roll that out personally, just because those are developed by Sega, I guess.
Mhm.
So they're no good.
Like
Okay.
they're like
Yeah,
mini
let's-
games anyway.
let's
They're
roll-
not like full sports.
Yeah, they couldn't really make a whole game. So let's rule those out.
Okay.
Just saying, because like if you do that, like there's so many that like we can't possibly like I don't even know what all's been included, so we can't possibly do that.
Well, what have they done? Baseball,
Golf.
soccer. They haven't done American football.
True, they haven't done an American football game.
Mhm.
I'd
Yeah,
like
that's
to
a good one.
see like Wario, Deck, Yoshi, Roberto.
Ice hockey would be fun, I think.
I think they. Oh, you know what? I don't think they're done. I don't know. They had that Mario Sports Mix thing. I don't know if the hockey was included in that or not.
Is that the one for the 3DS maybe?
Oh no, there was one on 3DS too, wasn't there?
Yeah, the one on the 3DS had horse racing.
Oh,
Well,
So that was kind of like the odd sport that game had.
see, that's the real question: is which Mario character would you want to see ride a horse?
oh,
Oh,
easy.
Yo-
Monty Mole.
Yoshi.
Well, what if they made like a Mario racing game? Like I don't know, like maybe they're in carts or something, and they can like, I don't know, you could pull them from like maybe some different. I don't know. I'm just thinking like a kart racer.
terrible
How about
idea.
that?
Never works. No.
It won't
I'm
sell
gonna-
anything.
Go with a Mario wrestling game.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I mean, Super Smash Bros. Is sumo
Nah,
wrestling.
Sumo, I guess. Very loose. I've never seen anybody in a sumo match like pull out like a yo-yo and smack somebody with it, or something,
Yeah.
You're not watching the right sumo wrestling. Then.
and jump 10 feet in the air.
What's the weight class? Mario sumo wrestles like his brother. I don't know if anyone wants to see that.
Think like luchador wrestling. Like all the characters have like luchador get-ups.
Do you have to break it by gender? Like, can only male characters wrestle male characters, and vice versa?
Depends what year it is.
2082.
No, I think American
60 years
I think
in
American-
the future.
American football would probably be the way to go. I would think.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that yet.
because it's American. It's they got to retain their Japaneseness, their Japanese-ness from Earthbound, who
Maybe
really
they can do
deserves his own sports game. Baseball.
Maybe a sumo wrestling game.
Yeah, I'm down. You know what else I liked? I like the turtle shell racing, not racing, but like when you ride a turtle shell in the 3D Mario games. So maybe like a surfing game or something could be cool.
Yeah.
Snowboarding. They were in one of those SSX games on GameCube.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi and Peach.
What if they had kids with snowboards? Snowboard kids.
What if Mario played tennis? You know, like he,
All right,
like,
next
they got-
question. Thank you, PXN Gaming. That was a great question. And we're moving on to the next question. Comes from Bio Phoenix. Question is, what game franchise would you like to see get a sports spin-off series?
Hey guys, Teddy here. just want to say that. I don't have an answer yet.
Eddie here.
What game series would I want a sports spin-off for? Okay. Fire Emblem fencing.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can't think of anything. I mean, maybe I don't know, Resident Evil.
Play.
Resident Evil what?
Soccer.
That could be awesome.
Where death is never out of bounds.
Just litter zombies on a soccer field.
You know how like the Pokemon games have like the 2-on-2 battles? Like what if they did like 2-on-2 basketball?
Pokemon basketball?
Yeah, Pokemon 2-on-2 basketball.
Oh, okay. And they could do like the Mario Tennis thing where it's like they have super moves.
Yeah. Like super unfair because like you could just pick Geodude and win.
Yeah. Juju becomes the ball.
Those fucking arms, man.
That's
So
actually
you take
that's a really good answer actually, because I was trying to think of cartoony, video game series. Pokemon sounds like a good one to make it sports games. I mean, you have so many characters.
Spencer, we need some kind of Shin Megami Tensei sport.
SMT
Curling. Oh yeah.
soccer.
Why is that? Why is everything soccer?
World Cup,
Soccer's the
man.
best sport
World
in the
Cup.
world. Yeah, you can market it to literally everywhere,
I'm going
except
football.
for I guess America.
SMT American football. I want McCoy to throw the ball to Beelzebub.
Yeah, I mean, American football works better for the turn-based component, so I guess that would be. I mean, they would have to find some system, but that would work.
Dude, would you play turn-based Madden?
That's
I mean, it
already a
is
thing.
turn-based, isn't it?
Well, like you
Pretty
input
much.
like name of football players moves.
Tom
Red
Brady.
Foppery.
It's already a thing. It's Blood Bowl.
Brett Favre bean.
Yeah, like that's already a thing. it's turn-based football.
Okay.
I mean, football in itself
Or
is
sports
turn-based,
elves.
isn't it?
Dragon,
Like an
Real
active.
life.
Dragon Quest
active battle
basketball. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Ball shaped like a slime.
Nobody went for Kirby volleyball. All right, next question comes from Terry309. He is the president question master. So he has two questions. First question, Q1. Which wrestling game has your favorite roster? And if you haven't played one, which one would you pick if you had to play one? Don't tell me wrestling isn't a sport because I don't care. This is the question you're getting. My answer is none because I don't care.
WrestleMania 2000.
I had to play one, I would just play whichever one I am handed because it means nothing to me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't have an answer.
Near and dear to my heart would be No Mercy. That was my favorite. So it has the Attitude Era, most of the stars. So that would be it.
It's a pirate game.
Yes.
Mine would be WCW versus NWO World Tour for the N64 because I was really into wrestling around that era. It was kind of like when the NWO was like a new thing in the wrestling world. So I loved that game. I played that game, so many times. And it's not the best one. That was the very first WCW game on the N64. I think they released. Forget what the other one was. Revenge, I think. WCW versus NWO Revenge was the sequel. Much better graphics, better gameplay. But World Tour was the one that I really liked because it had that early NWO roster, with Hollywood Hogan and all those goons back then. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
You know, it's a funny story about. I think it's Revenge. Revenge has Raven on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like Hulk Hogan, Nash, Goldberg, and then Raven, who is really like, if you know anything about wrestling, that's really out of place. It's just because the guy that made the cover liked Raven, so he just put him on there and didn't tell anybody. A little bit of wrestling game trivia for you.
I do recall that. Yeah, I remember my buddy liked to pick him because he was like different in terms of his clothing. He had like jeans shorts, and he had that polo like tied behind his back and stuff.
Yeah.
He was like a cool looking dude.
Raven's awesome.
I mean, I don't know about wrestling, but I do have an answer, sort of, because I used to dig Def Jam Fight for New York, which is almost a wrestling game. It's like loose,
Yeah, that's
very
a
loose.
wrestling game.
Yeah, that game's fucking awesome. I love beating up Flava Flav.
There you go.
You know what? I also almost have an answer. Rumble Roses, Triple X.
Oh,
Enough said.
Can you beat up Flava Flav?
I could do one better.
Q2. What video game franchise made by Capcom needs its own sports game spin-off? And I'm adding this. You can't joke about Mega Man Soccer. Sorry.
Damn it.
well, that is such a specific. What Capcom series needs a video game
Well, Bert
spin-off?
already
Or
answered.
a sports spin-off?
Yeah,
Resident Evil Soccer.
Yeah.
He originally asked what franchise, but Chris already asked that. So yeah.
I think we settled on Resident Evil Soccer.
Resident Evil Soccer, yeah.
Oh,
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter what?
Rise.
Monster Hunter what sport?
Oh, I thought you about what game.
Is hunting a sport?
Cabela's Monster Hunting.
There you go.
There you go. Gonna do like a Lost Planet hockey game. It's a very cold planet, so
It gets lonely out there sometimes. Good to break the
Cabela's
ice.
Monster Hunter. That's a good one. They can have the arcades with the shotgun, and you can shoot the Monster Hunter monsters.
they keep like the ones like with the bikini girls, that are like, "Woo, you shot a deer!" It's like, "Woo, you shot a Rathalos."
This is easy money here, Capcom. Come on. Capcom Cabela crossover that we didn't know we wanted.
This
Yep.
question comes from Turbo Zone.
Turbo.
Okay, awesome. Q, what series would you not like to get a sports spinoff?
Ooh. I don't have an answer.
Resident Evil.
Little one size fits all.
Should never make a soccer game.
Let's
Regrets.
go Fortnite.
But Sport Night, come on.
Sport Night?
Fortnite is too good.
I mean, catchy title. Probably genius. Do I want it? No.
Yeah, I literally don't want any sports spin-offs. I could literally just tell you any. One of my favorite series is Dragon Quest, so that would be it. Don't make a Dragon Quest sports spin-off, please. They probably did, Japan.
Dragon Quest Badminton coming.
Yeah.
Switch.
Of all the sports, if you're gonna make a sport, don't make it badminton.
I'm just gonna say Final Fantasy, even though they were in that Mario basketball game. That was weird. All right, next question comes from SNES Mapper. He asked, Hey, he's right here. He asked, what real teams / sports franchises do you follow / support?
I support the Raccoon City SWAT. They're a famous soccer team.
The Raccoon City Raccoons.
That's their mascot. They shot one outside of school one day, and then they said, you know what? We're going to make this our mascot.
I think like 10 years ago, I was just watching TV blindly. That doesn't make any sense. But I was just watching TV randomly, and I think I just said like I'm gonna pick the Eagles as my football team, and then that's what I did ever since.
They're doing pretty good this year.
Okay, good. I
They're un-
honestly, very off and on.
they're the only undefeated team thus far. So
Oh, good for them.
mhm.
Yeah, that was back when like Donovan McNabb was the quarterback. Is when I became a quote unquote fan. Um, on
I
nothing else, but yeah,
I remember him.
he was a guy.
There
He
were a
existed.
couple of good playoff matchups that the Buccaneers had against the Eagles, and McNabb was their quarterback. So good times.
I don't really follow sports, but as a New Yorker, you kind of have to pick a baseball team, and it's either Yankees, Mets, or if you're really edgy, you go Red Sox. But people will hate you. Uh, and so I go Yankees. My dad liked the Yankees. We go to Yankees games. It's really an experience just being in the crowds, drinking a beer on a hot summer day out there, getting some peanuts and a hot dog, and going back to the stands. It kind of puts the Met Stadium to shame. I live closer to the Shea Stadium, but nah, I go Yanks all the way. A true Yankee fan.
hmm
Not really, but I like them.
I have an aversion to. I have a weird aversion to sports and just competitiveness in general. So I never really liked it. But you know what? I'm with Teddy. I haven't gone to a few baseball games that I've enjoyed. So just it's fun to go to some games. Well, I don't really follow anything.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
Speaking
mine is
of
pretty
Ducks,
mine is pretty easy because I just support all the teams that are local here in Tampa. So Rays for baseball, Lightning for hockey, and Buccaneers for football. So pretty simple.
Lightning McQueen, the race car from Cars. All right.
You can ignore him.
Questions comes from Majora T. He asked the pressing question that totally didn't get put on here a few minutes ago. What
Majora.
is the sexiest sport for a video game, and why is it not Resident Evil Soccer?
I didn't say that, but if you want to, you can.
Sexiest sport for a video game. I guess
What
it's
is the
volleyball, right?
Yeah, it's gotta
Yeah.
be. Fun fact: I actually own the volleyball game on the GameCube, the Sega. I forgot the name. Beach Bikers, and that was actually a really fun game. Um,
Ooh, actually, I have the Xbox, like the Outlaw golf games have like
oh yeah.
some sexy females in them.
hmm
Uh, so it's got narration from Stephen Colbert.
What?
Yeah,
Does that
it's
add
awesome.
to the sexometer?
Like, he's a sexy man. What can I say?
We've got a nice bump set. I can't do it, Stephen Colbert, but I can't imagine what makes the commentary sexy.
Yeah, I mean the answer has to be volleyball. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Oh my God, one-handed mode. Go to town.
All of the days Spencer's lost to one-handed mode.
Oof. Damn you, one-handed mode.
Oh no, they won again. Shit. Let me just reset my game.
It's really into this game. He's sweating.
Yeah.
Those are the questions. Thank you for everybody that left questions. Remember, next month is Celebration Month. If you want to celebrate all things button mappers and just the holidays, just leave us a question. Get a celebratory question
What's the celebratory question?
for you to figure out, not me.
How do you party on a weekend with Mario? How do you party with one controller mode? What does your ideal one controller mode look like? Anyways, celebrate.
Are you a volleyball? One controller mode?
Are you a volleyball? Okay.
Evil soccer? Handbook.
Yeah, you can't imagine.
Didn't Rebecca Chambers play a sport?
Yeah, I think there was a picture, like a hidden file of her with a basketball
So
in one of
basketball.
the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Damn, shame it wasn't volleyball. But basketball's a good runner-up. I will say that.
Speaking of running up, we're running up onto the Game Talk games. Every Game Talk, we bring games to Game Talk, and this month is Sports Month, so our games have to be sports related. Let's go first.
I mean, Alex, usually we pass the duties to the guest to go first.
Okay, I'll go first then. I'm gonna go with an indie title that was developed. Let me just check the name of the developer. Super Pixel Games. It was released last year in 2021, and the name of the game is Legend Bowl. It's a football game that it's inspired by kind of like the old school 8-bit and 16-bit like Tecmo Bowl games, for example. So it has like sprite based 2D graphics, but the game is actually even though it looks simple, it's actually very in depth. Like you can really get into the statistics. You can do traits with your football team. Each player has stats and all that, so you can play it casually if you want, but at the same time it does offer like a lot of depth for football fans, American football fans. The game being indie obviously doesn't have the capacity to secure the NFL license, but since it's out on Steam, there are mods obviously, and that's what I did. There's a mod out there that you can download, and you can patch the NFL teams with their logos and uniforms, and actually the actual players. So it's pretty fun. It has very I guess accurate stats. The better teams have the better players with the numbers, and the numbers matter. Fast running backs or receivers and whatnot. So it's a really fun game. It's very in depth. You have a great playbook. Different plays. You can choose running plays, shotgun. Play action. Very in depth. It's almost like a Madden, like a retro version of Madden, if you will, and it's pretty fun. A little bit on the challenging side. I haven't played it as of recently, but I was the exploit that I found was running plays, kind of like running on the outside, and it's funny because today when I checked kind of like the website for updates, they actually patched that because people were just exploiting the outside runs to score on the AI. But it's a very challenging game. Even like kicking field goals was like really really tough. But yeah, I played a good amount a season. You can do a franchise, you can play a full season, and that's what I was doing. I got sidetracked, but I was doing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers season with the game, and I got the hang of it. And yeah, I don't know, it's pretty fun, and I guess dedicated to those that enjoyed the old school football games like Tecmo Bowl, or even the old school Madden games of NES and SNES era.
Legend.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I was gonna say, this reminds me of if Tecmo Bowl just kind of kept going. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It has a lot of positive reviews, and again, you can make it as casual as you want. You can just play against the AIs like single games, or if you want to go full blown statistics, in depth, you can do the franchise mode. Download the mod to patch real NFL players and statistics and all that. And even without patching the game offers like kind of like fake teams, and each team has their own stats and whatnot. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game, and it does take advantage of the modern PCs, I guess, because even though the graphics are retro and 8-bit or 16-bit looking or whatever, the game does have pretty good like sound effects and announcers and all that. So yeah, it's a pretty fun title if you guys are into football. I think it's worth a shot.
I am not into football, but I'll watch it if it's on. I had a reaction to that. I guess
Just drop my Coke.
I offended Alex when I said I'm not a...
I can't drop my Coke. I can't open my Coke for the rest of the episode. It's gonna...
What have I done? I'm just speaking my mind. No, I'm joking. No, I'll watch it if it's on, and I can get into it. But part of my problem with football video games is that I find they're really complex, and I never just get the gist. Like passing the ball to multiple players, which player am I controlling? You said this is challenging. Do you think this is approachable to somebody who is intimidated by football games?
I think it might be, yeah, because there's really no arcade option or casual mode, if you want to call it that. You can drop down the difficulty, which gives you more time, to throw the ball, or the AI is not as aggressive. One thing that I do when I play my sports games is I like some sort of level of realism. Like, I don't like winning every game by, like a blowout. I don't mind losing games. I want a challenge from the AI, basically. So I am playing on the normal. I think there's like 5 different difficulty modes, and I'm playing like in number 3, so it's a little bit above normal difficulty. But yeah, I don't think it's too approachable if you're looking for something to ease your way into it. Yeah, it's you have to be familiar with playbooks and passing types of plays and all that, how to read a playbook, what are your wide receivers doing. And to add to the complexity, the game does offer the capability of running hot routes, for example. Like if you see the defense setting up in a particular way, you can change your wide receivers routes, or you can call audibles and things like that. So yeah, it might be a little bit too in depth if you're just looking to get your feet wet.
Do you think there is a good game to get your feet wet with the genre?
Probably arcadey type of games like NFL Blitz, maybe. I haven't played them in a while, but they were definitely more like simple, more NBA Jam type of, arcade, all out action. But I can't think of any other football franchise that's kind of like that these days.
Okay.
You buy the NFL Blitz 1-up arcade cabinet. Jesus, recently they were like just ads on those for like YouTube. And like I hated it because I'd be watching YouTube and I'd be like, it'd be on my phone while I'm doing something else, and then I'd be like, NFL Blitz is back. It'd be like, pass me the ball, bro. And it's like every fucking ad, and I'm just like, stop.
Wait,
I love that.
so
Pass me the ball, bruh.
The ball, bro. That's what it says every time.
So is this like a new NFL Blitz game, or just the old one?
I think it's just one of the old ones that they put like the 1-up arcade cabinet. But you just said NFL Blitz, and I just had war flashbacks to that ad.
Okay.
Back to Legend Bowl. You said that you're using the PC mods to give you a couple more team options. Is that right?
Yeah, just to have the NFL teams in there. So, the Bucks have their, Buccaneer logo, and the players, Tom Brady is there, Mike Evans, whatever. So every single team has their own logo, uniforms and whatnot.
Do you find that the base game is good enough for players looking for a standard retro style modern football game? It
should be. I mean, it does have like fake teams. I went straight to the mods. Like, I bought the game, downloaded the mod, and installed it. But I did play a couple years ago Super Mega Baseball 2 on the PS4, which is same deal. It's by a smaller developer, and they have fake teams. No mods on the PS4, obviously, so I had to play with the fake teams. And Super Mega Baseball is similar to Legend Bowl in the sense that even though the game looks kind of like arcadey, you can get very in depth with the play calling and the stats, the players and whatnot. So yeah, I think playing Legend Bowl without the NFL mod is just as fun.
Do you think there's a big market for like indie developed sports titles?
I think so. I think sports games in general are very popular. I know they may not be popular in our community here on YouTube, but out there, they're very very famous. And unfortunately, there's a monopoly out there with licensing that I think they're gonna be soon be doing something about it. FIFA is locked with EA Sports. Same thing with the NFL license. So I think they're trying to open it up a little bit more. Back in the day, early 2000s, for example, they used to have the Madden games and then the NFL like 2K or whatever. So there was a little bit more competition. I think once the licenses are handled by one company, they tend to get a little bit lazy. They don't have competition. They don't have that incentive to make a better game every year. So hopefully that improves. But I think indie developers, I mean, they have a lot of creativity. They're very talented. I think every year they just get better. I mean, you see all these indie games, whether it's sports games or platformers, first-person shooters. I mean, it's incredible how the quality of indie games has just gone up a lot. So I think, there's definitely a market for more sports games.
Yeah, I think it is kind of an undervalued genre in our community, but like some of those arcadey, like retro sports kind of games are fun. Like I played a Neo Geo one recently that was fun. You talked about Windjammers on your channel, which sounded fun from your description. And I mean, this clearly sounds like another field goal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I actually almost picked Windjammers 2, which was released earlier this year, I think. I almost picked that one to talk about in this episode. So, but decided to go with the traditional football.
I'm noticing that it looks like it has some managerial elements to it. Is that the case? Like you can, I'm looking at just from screenshots and stuff, and it looks like you can pick like the prices of concessions and stuff. Is that part of the game?
Yeah, the better you do, the more money you get. You can upgrade your stadium. Like you can get pretty in depth. You can trade players, do a dynasty. It's again, it has it looks like a very basic football game based on the 2D sprites and whatnot, but it can get you can get very in depth if you play the franchise mode. If you don't want to, you can just play a regular preseason game 1-on-1 against the AI. But again, if you really want to dig into it, you can.
Do you play that? There's like a Madden. There's a version of Madden that's like just the like managerial stuff. Do you get into that kind of sports game?
Yeah, I haven't played Madden like seriously for maybe a couple years. I typically play FIFA all out. Like I trade players, I scout players. I like playing the franchise mode where you pick a middle tier type of team and then you slowly make your way up. You make more money by winning championships. Then you can buy like players from different leagues and stuff. I tend to do that a lot in sports games. I like to getting into the managerial aspect. I don't know. It's fun. A lot of people think it's boring, but there's more to just, for example, playing FIFA, scoring goals or whatever. I like the scouting players and trading for players, making more money to buy better players and so forth. So hence why every year I sink a lot of time into FIFA and other sports games.
Very cool.
Sports. Thank you, Bruno, for sharing your game. And now we'll take it over to, we'll pass it to Teddy. Long Teddy.
Yeah, you ready for
Made
this?
this
It's a little
joke.
different. You cool with that? You go next?
For this.
I need like 10 seconds.
Okay. Entertain the
Countdown.
audience for 10 seconds. Spencer, tell us a 10-second story.
Well, it took about 4 hours to get to Las Vegas. we're finally here, and we're excited to see the show tomorrow. If it even happens. If it doesn't get blown over by a strong gust of wind.
Thank you, Spencer, and thank you for changing to a crotch shot.
Not going to answer that.
The chair shot.
Your camera switched. Oh, you got
Some water.
Oh, you were telling the story when you left. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he was not in the chair.
I thought that was your crotch. Anyways, I want to take a look at this face right here. No, not the baseball swinger.
Why do you have Don Bradman?
Did you
What
see-
in the world is that?
Well, if you watch Bad Box Art, you'll know. Just look at this face. Just look at that smile.
Where did you get this?
The smile really indicates how I'm feeling. Not about this game. Not about Don Bradman crickets. I thought there was a number. I thought it was 14. I was wrong.
Yeah, he's 14. That one was 14.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say it here for some reason. EU edition. EU, more like PU. But not about what I'm about to show you. Recently, I've been getting really into bowling, and so I bought my first custom bowling ball. It's 14 pounds. It's a real beauty. Tropical Surge. I'm going to try and hold this without destroying my freaking computer here.
Yeah, don't drop it.
Yeah. There's only 2 holes on it. I got this custom drilled for me. They fit my fingers. And they plugged up the thumb hole, so I don't use my thumb when I bowl. I've been getting really into bowling lately, so I wanted to buy my first bowling ball. You know, if you use the house balls at any bowling alley, they are kind of chipped. They've been used, abused, and also they seep oil in from the lanes. So every bowling alley oils the lanes to keep them slick, and so it absorbs into the ball. So you actually can't throw them very well. You can get some control, but it's very hard to get the ball to do what you want. So I thought it was important for me to get my own bowling ball. And it took about 5 hours. I got it on Friday night. That was probably a mistake. It was like party night. But I was weighed at a 14. And ever since then, my game has just gone way up. It's not immediate, but once you get to learn your ball, you really know that it's your ball. Part of the problem is, like, if I grabbed a 14-pound ball at any bowling alley, then there's nothing to say it's any similar or different to another 14-pounder there. And also the lanes are a little different. So it really just makes a world of difference to know the bowling ball that you're using. I also got a bag. It's kind of like a mini suitcase that fits the bowling ball in. I'm going to have video footage for Spencer or me to edit in. I don't know who's going to edit this one. It was the first like full game that I played with the ball, and even that was making a world of difference. You can see when you curve the ball just very slightly that it's actually curving like kind of professionally, like you'll see a lot of PBA ballers use. With a house ball, it tends to go more straight. It's very hard to get the curve, even if you have the proper form. I could teach you guys a little bit about form. So when you're bowling, it's important to have your steps and your release. I'll try and keep this simple, but as you do your steps and your release, you want to release your hand like a handshake. You should not see the back of your hand. Otherwise, you're curving too hard. And so after having done this quite a few times, you just really see the effects. I bowled for 3 hours last night. It's a 3-hour special, and I started at 99 and I got to 190. You know, I texted a picture in the group chat for that, just with this ball, and my arm was getting tired. Actually, a good way to know your weight for a bowling ball is if you just keep your arm at hip's length and you put the ball here. If your hand drops significantly, it's too heavy for you. So it's good to work your way up. I was using a 12, but the shop owner recommended me the 14 because I would work up to it, and I don't regret it. I love this ball. It's a great first ball, and I'm looking forward to just keep hitting some strikes at the lanes. So not a game per se, but bowling is a game. It's a sport, and it's one I'm really showing some fondness of lately, and I'm happy to get my first ball.
Congrats on the ball, dude. Do you also invest in your own like shoes, like special bowling shoes?
Yeah, I actually got the shoes before I got the ball. I got them online for maybe like $30. It's a great decision because it's disgusting to get the ones at the lanes. uh, so Dexter is a name brand bowling brand, and these shoes were pretty nice for the price. I got a matching pair for me and my girlfriend, so we can wear them when we go out. And also, it saves you some money because oftentimes you're paying shoe rental fees at the lanes too. So just
Yep.
having your own shoes is nice. The ball is just an extra if you just want to perfect your game. If you feel like you've started to get the basics down, like that's kind of a good kind of baseline for which if you want to get your own ball or not.
So, I'm not a good bowler, obviously, unless we're talking about Wii Sports. I used to be good at that. For real life bowling, so I guess you don't need to have different balls for like different shots, because I would think, without being a bowler, like your first shot, you would want like a heavy one to just plow through the triangle. I don't know how you call that,
Pocket.
the pocket.
Yes.
And then if you missed, like if you have one or maybe two, if you want to do a split or something, you would think maybe a lighter ball would be the best option, but I don't know.
Yeah, I want to be able to like tell you this without being too wordy, so I'll try and keep it simple. It's good to have two balls on deck. Haha, two balls. One is your main ball, and that's for your first throw, which will be this one, and then your spare ball, which is if you didn't get them and you want to get the spare. A lot of bowlers use plastic bowling balls because they don't curve, so you can kind of just aim it a bit more straight. Also, as your ball starts to wear out, it might become a spare ball over time. To prevent that from happening, you're actually supposed to spray it down before each game and then just wipe it. Wipe the oil off with a microfiber cloth. So every time the ball comes out of the chute, I don't spray it every time, but I use the microfiber cloth and I just kind of, rub that off. Also, I don't have the spare ball right now, so I'm using a house ball as my spare ball. So if you're worried about just investing a whole bunch, you don't have to. You can just get the first ball and a bag for it, and you're good. And also, just make sure you get that that spray. I can show you the one I'm using, but it's just super important for ball maintenance. But yeah, typical microfiber cloth like you might use to clean a computer screen or a 3DS screen is good. And then the one I'm using is called Vise Cleaner.
Okay.
How long have you been bowling?
I think I don't know what I want to say. I will say that I think I've been taking it seriously maybe for the past year or two. But I have been bowling for longer than that, maybe like 5-6 years. When I was a kid, I didn't bowl at all, though.
What switches in you to take it more seriously, and what does that mean for your bowling game?
Some of the kids in my school are pretty good, so I like to kind of have a similar language to be able to like talk to them about it. And it's kind of an art. There's an art of bowling. Just going to the lanes, waiting for the ball to come back, standing up, erasing everything from your mind, and then just trying your best to hit the strikes. And when you really hit it down, when you nail it, it's just one of the most satisfying things. So I think I'm starting to like kind of really become enamored with the sport. And then also, yesterday I had people looking over at me bowling, complimenting me, saying like, wow, like you're good, like families with their sons. Because the thing is, bowling is really for the most part in this country, like a fun sport where you just go out for fun. So when people see you playing professionally or like taking it seriously, they're always kind of wowed. And then that attracts the other professional bowlers. A lot of professional bowlers play in leagues. And so they're always kind of like scouting, seeing people that they want to play with, people they want to gamble against and stuff. I'm not there yet, but it's kind of like a fun little community to get into. I think that's something I've always kind of like not necessarily felt like I was part of like a real world community, and I feel like bowling is starting to be that for me.
That's cool.
What's what's like a good score? I guess if you do strikes all the way, what's the perfect score?
A perfect game is a 300. You would have to get all strikes, including 3 in the 10th frame. So it would be 12 strikes.
Okay.
At the 190, I had like 5 or 6. The reason is that the strike adds on the next frame in addition to whatever you score before it, as does a spare, but I think you lose the momentum if you don't have it keep going. So, a good score would probably be, for me, with a house ball, it's got to be, I have to be hitting over 100. With this ball, if I want to be playing real well, it's probably somewhere between 140 to 190 currently. Maybe 120. But I need to be consistently hitting that.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy, isn't the hardest shot in bowling? It's a spare. Is it the 7-10 split? What is it? The one where it's like the widest
Yeah.
phones?
They're both, the
710.
710.
Have you done it?
Maybe once, but not yet. I haven't even had that situation come up in the 3 hours of bowling with this ball. I did get some trick shots in, though. You know, there were some splits. And, you know, because the reason is that this ball, when I throw it, when I have my setup, you know, it's 1, 2, 3, boom, and it'll naturally curve in. So say I have the front pin and the 10 pin, the 1 and the 10, I think. If I hit the 1 and then it bounces back and hits the 10, then, you know, it'll be like a chain effect. I think once you see like how your ball rolls, it gets a little better. It almost operates like Wii Sports when you're up there. You're like, oh, I'm going to step a little bit to the left if I have like these 2 pins over here. Or, oh, I got the 1 pin over here, so I'm going to try and pivot and then just kind of roll it straight. So there, I haven't seen the 7-10 split recently. Can I do it? Possibly. But to do it with this ball, I have to get stronger. And so the thing about bowling is there's a balance between power, speed, and accuracy. And in order to get the power, a lot of it does not come out of the throw. It comes out of your steps. And having this be one motion. So as you're walking with the ball, you should be bringing it back and then using your momentum to throw the ball. So when you actually hit that 7 pin and it just bounces back out of the gutter, I don't know if that's the name for the back part, it will bounce back and then possibly hit the 10. So in order to do that shot, I have to build up a little bit more momentum.
You said
Gotcha.
like whenever you're preparing a shot, you like clear your mind. Is it like do you use that as like a meditative experience?
Yeah, I try not to worry about whatever's going on around me. Sometimes bowling alleys will be playing music. Sometimes you can just hear the sound of like the pins being reset, you know, and like the lanes being cleared. But I always kind of try and remember to just breathe in and out when I'm up there. And then another important trick that I was taught was that while you're standing up there with the ball, you're letting the ball rest in the hand that you're not using. And then when I'm ready, I switch it over, and then I kind of take my steps, and I get ready that way. Do I use bowling to meditate? Well, I think that sports and just like physical activity in general should help you to do that, to like clear your mind. I know like a lot of fitness people like to go to the gym because like it blows off steam or whatever. And I feel like bowling, like I was talking about the art and the appeal, like part of it is kind of just therapeutic for me. So I just kind of enjoy that. That in addition to the community aspects. Good question.
I think the most meditative part for me is whenever I get nachos from the stand, but
and beer.
beer, yeah. And maybe like my old bowling alley used to have a metal slug machine, so playing metal slug.
Nice.
They have a Cruise and Blast.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I could just never be good at bowling. I mean, it's not like I play it frequently to begin with, but it's one of those things that I just stink at it, and I would get like sometimes get lucky and get like 2 strikes in a row, or maybe 3. One time I think I got, and then you think, okay, I got this. I'm gonna go for my 4th one in a row, and then you hit the gutter. So I'm just not good at it for whatever reason.
One of the best tips I would give a beginner, if you want to try it again, is to always follow through. It's a basketball concept. When you're aiming for the hoop, you watch where your arm is pointing, and it should be pointing at the basket. And it's the same concept with bowling. If you just leave your arm extended after you throw the ball, it should be pointing at the pins. The other thing is that one of the safest things to do is to have your opposite leg forward as the arm that you're using. So right now my left leg should be forward because I'm using my whole body. I'm not just using the arm. That'll tire me out. And then if I do that, I'm more likely to aim all over the place. It's like me casting a fishing rod on one leg or something, but I see a lot of bowlers do it. They have the wrong foot forward. It's just going to make you more inconsistent. I think a little bit of intentionality and a little bit of like the baselines, like you can fix 90% of your mistakes if you can, just fix your form.
Mm-hmm.
That's bowling.
Real life bowling.
Yeah.
Your game of bowling.
It's just our bowling. Reality.
Yeah, just no V. I guess there are screens. I guess that's my last question. What funny bowling transitions do you like to see on the screen? Because it's always like the transitions where it's like the ball's a bull and the pins are like a matador or something, and it's like
The
crappily
only one I
animated.
remember from last night was they had Star Wars and R2-D2 showed up, and I didn't see the transition, but I imagine he became like a bowling ball and knocked down a bunch of pins.
I want to be whoever makes those transitions because they're always weird. It's never just like good job. It's always just like it's like a space battle. Then the ball it hits the pins, then the Death Star explodes, and it's like just strike, or something.
Yeah.
What?
The turkey's a classic because if you get three strikes in a row, it's
Yeah.
called a turkey. So then they put a turkey on screen.
Yeah, I knew that from Wii Sports. That always made me laugh. Turkey. And Spencer, so you're gonna do a coin toss?
Sure. You have a coin? Actually, I think I got change earlier because they only took cash at the Subway. So maybe I've got coins? I'm just digging through my crotch. Teddy would be proud.
I don't know about proud, but I do.
Coin on your crotch.
Keep digging, son. Yeah, I don't have a coin on me.
Oh, okay.
But you got a good pube scratch in.
Yeah, you get some good pubes.
That was actually my goal. It's just to scratch my pube. My one pube.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
So, whenever you guys think sports, what do you think? Of course, extreme sports. And when you think extreme sports, you think of one console.
Nintendo
Jizz.
Wii.
Most Nintendo DS. And when you think of publishers and developers of extreme sports games, who do you think of?
Jalico.
Of course, Atlas. So I played an extreme sports game on the DS by Atlas. That's right. Buckle up, kids. I say kids literally because we're playing Snowboard Kids for the DS. The snowboarding game. Growing up, I was a big fan of the original Snowboard Kids games for the Nintendo 64. They were like fun snowboarding kart racer games almost. They kind of added like elements of kart racers with like items and stuff like that. This is a reboot made for the Nintendo DS that like takes the Snowboard Kids games from the 64, but attempts to make them hip and cool and with it. It tries to make it more like a extreme sports SSX style game, and I think they just annihilated everything that I liked about the original Snowboard Kids games in the process. The original games had like these really stubby characters with like big heads, and they were all kind of like funny and had fun announcers and stuff, and they had names like Jam and Nancy, and like they all had like really fun personalities. Like the mascot was the guy named Slash, and he looked like the most 90s character possible. And now instead of those little like chibi looking characters, you have like teenagers, like full body teenagers, and they kept the names, but none of them have these. They're all just like, yeah, I'm Slash, I'm a snowboarder. Like he's not like the cool little like guy with an attitude anymore. This game does actually have Jack Frost from Shin Megami Tensei. So can I say Snowboard Kids on DS is my favorite SMT game? I guess technically I can because he's there. It also removes some of the elements that I liked from the N64 games. The N64 games had, like I said, this like Mario Kart element, but they had these pickups where you can get an offensive weapon and I guess a defensive weapon in a way. So one weapon you can get would always shoot something, so it'd shoot like a snowman or a rock or an umbrella or something. And then the other things you would get would just help you. So it'd give you like a fan on the back of your snowboard, or it would like make you invisible, or shoot a ghost to the player in front. And they sort of removed that now. There are items, but they're all just offensive items. And they're all really lame. Like I think they're all just like snowballs and stuff. I didn't find any items that I thought were very fun to use. And they've also ruined the locations that I liked, because in the original games the locations got really fun. There was like a dinosaur level, or like an amusement park, or like in the second game there's even a stage that's like underwater, or like in somebody's house. You're tiny and like you're snowboarding over like a piano and stuff. And this one is like Tokyo, France, China, I guess. And like there's a few cool stuff like I think the China level, like you're like on the Great Wall, but like I don't know, it kind of removed a lot of the charm that I liked. And I was wondering why I had never heard of this game before, being a big fan of the original too. And I quickly found out why, because it is not very good. So if you are a Snowboard Kids fan, I would advise you to not play Snowboard Kids for the DS, also known as Snowboard Kids Party in Japan. I don't know how much of a party it is.
Where's Jack?
Jack Frost?
Jack Frost.
Wow.
Where is he in the game? Is he a playable character?
Yeah, he is playable. That's probably the coolest part about the game, is that you can play as Jack Frost.
Beats nibbling at your toes. Never mind.
So again,
I have to throw that in.
The best SMT game.
I was not aware they made a Snowboard Kids game for the DS. I knew about the N64 ones, but did not know about this one.
Yeah, you would think that all they would have to do is like transfer over style from the 64 games, right? Because it's basically that's what the DS was, which is the handheld 64 graphically. So it seemed like that's all you'd have to do is, but I don't know. I think they were trying to appeal to a large crowd. I read somewhere that like Atlas put out like, I don't know, like 60 something games on the DS, which is a lot of games. So I wonder if they just like, they had this old IP and they were like, let's attempt to get some of this like extreme sports crowd. This is like 2005, so maybe it's like SSX Tony Hawk crowd.
Damn, 2005. That's like DS launch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would have been like right in there with like the hype of all those like extreme sports games.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and man, I don't think I like the art direction, like the characters.
They ruined them.
Teenagers, you said?
Yeah, they're teenagers.
Shitty teenagers.
Not even kids anymore. They're teenagers.
Snowboard teens.
We're teens.
Snowboard kids, all grown up.
Yeah. Like there was something charming about the original and just how like nonsensical it was, and yeah, they took that away to make something more serious. And I don't know who it was for because it wasn't for fans.
Control-wise, do you think it made the most out of the Nintendo DS?
No, its controls fine. I guess I did have a trouble. I had a bit of trouble like cornering. I would run into walls sometimes, but I don't know if that's because I was playing on my 2DS XL and maybe like the circle pad. Maybe it's not. There's something funny with that. I don't know. But, I guess I got to try the D-pad, but why would I try the D-pad? I have the circle pad.
Yeah.
Are there any
No, you go first. That's fine.
are there any like gimmicks, like touchscreen, stylus?
Ooh, it's been
Use-
a couple weeks since I played. I think there was something, but I don't remember now. The game left that little of like an impression on me. I played it for like a few hours, and I was like, I'm probably never playing this again. I didn't buy it, luckily enough. I downloaded it on my R4 card. I mean,
Whoa!
well, I mean, it's found it. There we go. On my R4 card, and I didn't put it on there.
Calling the feds.
Do you think this game is just decent?
I think if like you're looking for like an SSX game, the DS, I think it's fine. It's definitely playable. But I think if you're a fan of the Snowboard Kids, you know the first two games, that this is a pale comparison to those two games on the N64.
Calling all
So-
extreme sports fans who have a Nintendo DS. We've got the game for you.
What? Who's the marketing for this? It's like Snowboard Kids fans. Fuck you. We're going for the extreme sports crowd on the DS. You play Atlas games.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very, very niche market.
Thing exists.
Well, this is this is what they call a party in Japan. Extreme snowboard sessions with teenagers.
Oh,
Now I know not.
The
Not
game setting is
party
not
with.
even called Snowboard Kids. It's called SBK.
Where?
SBK.
Where is it called that?
Box.
What is Vox?
The box just says SPK.
Vox.
Yeah, the box just says SBK.
I thought it was a Vox.
technically
That's
the
pretty
name.
fucking. That's pretty fucking hit.
SBK.
Yeah, they were trying to be way too edgy, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like
I-
all the
I
kids
play
on the front
SBK.
cover with their arms crossed. SBK.
if you actually are a fan of the original games, I would say just look at it if you're interested, just to see it. But like, it's not something that you're gonna enjoy.
Can we have an edgy reboot and just be called TBM?
BM.
Okay, cool.
Snowboard dads.
That was the game for Dad Month, but
Snowboard daddies.
That
Yeah.
snowboard has sailed.
I'm looking at it. Looks like the developer was different for the DS game. The original one was developed by Rakjin and published by Atlas, but the DS one was a different one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the developer of the DS one. Developed it. Hold on. Reception's great though. Look at it. It's got 63s and 4s out of 10s.
Four out of 10. Yep.
XPlay gave it 2 stars. For XPlay. You guys name Adam Sessler?
Video gaming media is just a constant like remember them, isn't it?
Remember 2005 and having a DS.
Yeah.
I had to say about Snowboard Kids. It sucked. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You can still play as Jam, but and Slash.
Tommy.
So wait, the characters are the same from the N64
Same,
games. They're
they're the same characters. They're just like
grown ups.
They're all grown up, man. People change.
Not
Times
cute little
change.
characters.
One of them turned into a Shin Megami Tensei demon.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe not him, but
He was fused.
the kid on the cover is a mascot from the original 2 games, Slash. He was the kid that was the. I just remember like the announcer was like Slash, and then he looked like this radical, like looks like he was gonna sell you like a juice box in the 90s or something.
Hmm.
So is this canon in the SMT series or?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is
This is troll canon. Anytime people are like posting in the SMT Reddit, they're like, "Yeah, I played an SMT game, Snowboard Kids." You know.
I mean, Snowboard Kids 1 is my favorite Atlas game. So
There you go. You got a true fan. And coming from a true fan, the DS did not deliver.
Is this? I know the 2 original ones are kind of like on the pricey side, low production or whatever. Is this kind of like up there to own it physically on the DS?
as we all know, I definitely bought it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No, you found
Go
it.
to eBay.
You found
Found
it.
it. Sorry, found it.
It's a pricey find.
Let me look up Snowboard Kids DS. Oof.
Oof.
It's like loose. You're going in like the 40s, 50s range, and in box you're going for a little bit more than that.
That's quite a find you made then.
Yeah, I just found it.
Just keep finding games, Alex. It's a good path.
Sure, your deal.
Yeah.
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 Sick
Nice.
game finds.
Not as expensive as Snowboard Kids 2, so.
Mm-hmm.
I found Earthbound ROM for free.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't put the game on my R4 card. It just appeared.
Oh shit! It's gonna be a new horror movie.
Yeah. Snowboard Kids EXE.
Games just keep appearing on. Games keep appearing on my son's R4 card. He says he didn't put them there.
Oh, I really?
I swear I did.
I didn't download Snowboard Kids.
I don't know what the deal was. I went to this Houdini concert, and then all of a sudden, my R4 card, I had Snowboard Kids.
Where did you get this, son? Did you download this to your R4 card?
It was a magician. I swear.
This fall. Well, to use the anchor of our team, Spencer.
All right, I guess I'm closing up the shop today. Teddy's question earlier, I think it was Teddy's about like the sexiest sports game. Was that Teddy's question?
Yes.
Okay, well, this one I guess could have been in that running. In a way, the game I'm talking about is a game where you like customize a dildo and try to throw it through a hole.
Fuck.
Yeah, but like it's free to play and it's like super popular. So it's kind of weird, but it's a game called Fall Guys.
Oh.
And you get like 100 dildos, and your goal is to throw them at the end of the hole, but like to do it the fastest.
I thought this was fun for the family. What the?
I read about it and it said it's supposed to be fun for the whole family, and then it's like you look at it and it's kind of appalling. Like you can decorate these very phallic looking characters. You can even put like a face on the dildo, so that when it like jumps forward at things, it's just like you can really put a face to the thing that's like pounding it. And you throw it like, so a lot of it's a race. So you want to be the first to get to the end. And then it even has some modes where it's literally going through circles. So you just have to dive yourself through it. And then there's other modes where it plays there's a soccer mode where you have to like smash your dildo into this huge ball and try to knock it into a net.
I thought that was Rocket
And
League.
then one of my complaints is that it is not Rocket League, because Rocket League is freaking awesome. That mode should put your dildo on wheels and let you drive into the balls. But then there's other modes where you're like on top of platforms and you just can't fall off, so your dildo has to stay like on the platform.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. You can play this with like 100 people in parties. You can play in parties of up to 4.
A dildo
and
party?
Your dildo, yeah, it's like big dildo parties, and your
Whoa.
dildos can team up and work together
Just
to try to
rub
make it through.
Rub them against each other.
Sometimes, yeah. So a lot of the times, so there's some challenges where you don't want your dildo to fall off,
Right.
so you have to grab onto another dildo and try to pull him or push him so he gets hit by a thing or slips
Yeah.
off the edge.
That'd be a nightmare, your dildo falling off.
Yeah, it's a game of lubrication.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your dildo will just slip off and then you lose and you get really sad.
This
But
is Fall
it's a
Guys,
lot
right?
of fun. Yes,
Okay.
Fall Guys. And it's super, super fun. But also once you get past like the initial phase of it, it actually gets pretty challenging. People are pretty good at Fall Guys. I like playing in a group, but sometimes it's annoying because your teammates suck. And like I'm playing with 3 other friends right now, and I highly recommend that you play it with a controller. Obviously, if you're playing on PS4 or whatever those systems, you're going to be playing with the controller anyway. But if you're a PC player, some of my friends are really diehard like keyboard and mouse players, so they refuse to play with the controller, and they're constantly last. Like they're just so bad at Fall Guys, and it's very frustrating because you can be. I've made it where I'm like I got in first, which should have put our team way ahead, but they're so slow. They oftentimes don't even make it to the end, and they lose us the match. It's like it's a game where you have to get your dildo ahead of the pack, and if you're using a keyboard and mouse, you'll never be there. You'll be stuck at the bottom. So
You mean the
overall,
opposite,
I mean,
right? You want to be using the keyboard and mouse to control your dildo.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
You want to use you want to use a controller.
Okay.
My friends that use the keyboard and mouse, they suck.
Oh.
It's like horrible.
So you need
And
one-to-one dildo control.
Absolutely, you need it analog. Control your dildo with analog.
Right.
You
And
need a Wiimote.
Oh, if you could get your hands on a firm grip on a Wiimote, I think you're guaranteed to be number 1. And this game should be on the Wii. I think that would be great if they could go back and publish it on the Wii so everybody could play it there.
With Waggle.
Because, yeah, get that Wii Waggle going, get you through these races. It's super fun. I highly recommend. I think we should play it sometime. Just like I know we streamed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and it's completely lost, but something like that would be fun. Yeah, Alex with revisionist history for sure. But yeah, Fall Guys. I think it's worth checking out. It's very competitive, gets the blood flowing, and it's a good time.
I just want an actual professional sport where you have to like launch a dildo.
Where would you launch it?
Like I just picture that it's like a football field.
Yeah.
Then like somebody comes out and they like, "Wah!" And then it just like launch a dildo and it like flies through the air into like a very small hole in like a wall or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting
That'd be
like
sick.
home run contest from Smash Bros. Vibes.
Yeah. Like it's a giant wall with like a bunch of different holes. And
Yeah, it's
like,
target. It's like darts, but dildo darts.
yeah, dill darts.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were doing like another shower with your dad kind of game when you were rolling this out. But then you said it was Fall Guys. I thought this was.
I
gonna
thought he
be...
was gonna do League of Legends again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Night
Yeah.
shower with my dad. I usually fall. Guys.
Yeah, you're getting a real niche here, Spence. The sex games. What's next?
Like my sex games. Today on Sex Games with Spencer.
Yeah, it'd be like a news segment. It'd be like, and now on to sex games with Spencer.
My
I
game
played
for
Poke
December will be the
Mayonnaise
first.
until my mayonnaise jar just exploded everywhere.
Yeah, my game for next month will be the first 3 minutes of God of War. So just look forward to that.
Just the sex scene from Mass Effect.
I think PXN beat
Yeah.
you.
I remember Fall Guys was available at launch if you had PlayStation Plus when it first launched, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So obviously I downloaded it and had a lot of fun. Like I played it but I only played it for like a week. Like I played it every day for a week for a couple hours, and then I, dropped it. So I'm sure the game evolved quite a bit because I think that's their plan to release new seasons and whatnot. So how different is Fall Guys, the OG versus 3 years later or whatever?
It's not that different. I mean, there's different modes / levels, but I mean, it's the same concept. It's even like aesthetically, it's exactly the same. So it's really just like a plug-in or like a pick and play kind of situation where they probably have like a ton of content and they just rotate it depending on the season. So you could probably jump right in and feel right at home.
Nintendo did the most Nintendo thing possible, and then they just recently brought out that Kirby game that's Fall Guys.
Mhm.
3 years after everybody cares.
Yeah.
Like which I bought that Kirby one. I've never played actual Fall Guys, but I bought the Kirby one, the Dream Buffet thing, and it was literally like they were like, what if Kirby Fall Guys?
I actually bought it too because I was curious, and it was fun for like 2-3 hours, and then I just dropped it. I mean, it's not great, but it's not a horrible either.
It was just weird to me that they even bothered.
What made you pick this as a sport game?
Oh, I've been playing it with a group of friends off and on, and I like it, but two of them, like I said, use keyboard and mouse, and we played it last Monday, and they were doing so poorly that they said they'll never play again, and I got really sad. So I may just end up playing it a little more by myself. But I think it's a really, really fun game, and it's like the definition of great pick up and play gameplay.
Are you gonna go on to Wipeout now?
Wipe out the racing game?
Or
Oh,
Wipeout the television
game
show?
show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you punch
That
the
would-
phone
do it.
and stuff.
I would do it, sure.
Oh,
And that suits Fall Guys really well.
If anybody has I forgot what it's called. It's a Pluto TV. It's a free TV app you can download. They play different versions of Wipeout, and I would highly recommend watching Australian Wipeout because the hosts just do not give a shit. That show, it's amazing. Like here it's like, whoa, Betty got knocked into the foam. Oh, that's silly. On the Australian Wipeout, I found that, and me and my sister watched it for like 4 hours straight because it was just fucking hilarious. Because they would just be like, "Oh, Jessica fell into the foam. What a fat bitch!" Like it's just it's so good. Like they just had no reserve. It was so funny. And I was just like, the best show ever.
Yeah, that's really
That's
missing from a
awesome.
lot of television nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of
Fat shaming.
like, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
well, just like they just were mean to everybody, and I was like, this is like these commentators are awesome. It's like this is great.
That's Australia for you, folks. Land of no reserve. Cool. Fall Guys. I just wanted to say it.
I mean, we're in fall, so we're a couple of fall guys, right?
It's fitting.
That's two.
Couple dildos hanging around.
Couple means two.
Rubbing up against each other. You know, you told me you
Four
weren't
of
filming
us.
from your crotch, and I didn't believe you, and I still don't. But
You're right, Teddy.
So did you play that on PC or the PS?
Yeah, I played.
PS4?
I originally played on PS4, but I switched to PC because that's where my friends like to do it.
okay.
Can you do crossplay like with different systems or?
I don't know. You probably can. Most of Epic stuff is crossplay
Yeah,
at this
Xbox.
point, so you probably could.
Sony's kind of funny about that stuff.
I know you can do it on Fortnite, so
Mhm.
probably.
Knife. Sport night.
Fall Guys. Tall Guys.
Logan Paul guys.
Fall teens.
Fall board kids.
Toeboard Kids. Okay, I'm in a state of delusion right now.
No, thanks for coming on to Sports Month. It's a real. Have you back on?
Yeah, just in time for the Button Mapper Royal Rumble of the year. It's coming up. Maybe we'll change the rules. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it
Button
was,
Mapper Game of the Year awards.
Oh, I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Thanks for inviting me, guys. Anytime. Sports. I like sports, so I'm glad I was able to partake on this new episode.
I hope you
Or
come
no.
back to dissect what a Resident Evil soccer game would be with us in a full-length discourse.
I would
No.
hope so too. Hopefully, Capcom is listening. So
Yeah, hopefully Capcom is subscribed to the Button Mappers. To TBM.
Can you guess what the Game Talk? Sorry, Game Talk. You guess what the map out game for Sports Month is? I had this planned since the beginning of the year. Since the end of last year, when we make our
Since the
yearly
beginning
plans.
of time.
columns.
It's not sport.
Just gonna hold this up here.
You gotta change ours now.
Sport. What, Teddy? Can you tell us what you have that?
Yeah, why do you have that?
On Bradman from the. It was a surreal moment when you first held that up because I was like, whoa.
I, didn't think there was a lot for me to pick from. And, I just thought it was so funny on the bad box art that immediately after recording that episode, I just went and got myself a copy on eBay. And I haven't played it, but I have it now.
Okay.
Maybe in a future Game Talk, we'll do Don Bradman Cricket 14.
I think VG has that game.
I wouldn't be surprised. He owns the PS4 library.
Yeah, he owns some weird stuff.
All of the hidden gems. And the not
Watching
hidden.
his DS one, and some weird games on there. That was like some weird stuff that I had never seen before. It was like this is like a Spanish physics gravity puzzle game, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I think there was a Spanish yoga game on the DS too.
Isn't that just Luminous?
The yoga game?
The Spanish game? Never mind. Okay. Bad joke, but fine. Like sounds like a Spanish word for lights, but like I don't.
Luminous.
guess.
Is it what's lights like? Luces or something?
Luz.
Luz. Oh. So does luminace sound like any Spanish words?
Yeah. Like luminaria also means like a light source or something like that. So
Illuminate
Illuminati.
to make light. Yeah, I can see it.
Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
Alex, you're onto something, dude.
This is
Be
it.
careful. Tread
Conspiratorial
lightly.
puzzle game that
Luminous,
shook
Illuminati.
the world. Luminous remastered. We weren't ready.
Sports edition.
It's Illuminati month.
To when? In the apocalypse.
Apocalypse month.
When's Apocalypse Month? That'd be great.
Wait for the actual apocalypse.
We got some good months. I will say that for viewers. 2023, look out.
Get better each year.
Yeah.
I think it's out of desperation because we keep using the basic ones, and now we have to get creative.
Please tell us your favorite month in the comments below that we've had. Come on, Dad Month was a real contender.
Dadish.
Yeah.
Okay, well, bye.
See ya.
Field goal! Go Miami Dolphins.
Go. Touchdown.
Echo the Dolphin.
Brian.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.